Good morning, Bitcoin and Metaplanet world. My name is Aiden Gillespie, and we will be talking about Metaplanet's price today, why Bitcoin's up while Metaplanet's stagnant, what's going on. We'll get into all of that today with today's presentation. Without further ado, let's just dive straight into it. So, Metaplanet's price, it's secretly skyrocketing, even though you're not really seeing it. So, Metaplanet's price is stagnant, but in relationship to its MNAV, Metaplanet is going through the roof. So, the current MNAV of Metaplanet is 4, and it's trading at a price of $10.56. Just a month ago, the MNAV was at a 7 on June 10th, and the price was at a very similar range of $10.82. So if you look at the MNAV equation down below, we're looking at the market cap minus the debt divided by the Bitcoin holdings. The value of Bitcoin has been increasing. Metaplanet's Bitcoin holdings has been increasing. So everything on the denominator has been increasing, while the market cap has been decreasing pretty rapidly here. But overall, the Bitcoin holdings is what really matters. Of course, the market cap matters so that Metaplanet can trade at a premium. But what we really want to focus on for a good company to be able to do this successfully over time is that they're able to increase the amount of Bitcoin that they hold over time. So that's really what we're looking at. So we'll get more into why Metaplanet's price is secretly skyrocketing in the next slide. So let's get straight to that next slide here. So remember that the MNAV is equal to the market cap minus debt divided by the Bitcoin holdings. So the true current value of Metaplanet would be equal to their total Bitcoin times the Bitcoin price. That's because that's the value of the Bitcoin holdings that's in the denominator of the MNAV calculation. The total Bitcoin that Metaplanet holds times the Bitcoin price would get you that Bitcoin holdings price that would be calculated in their MNAV. And then you would just take that and subtract their debt to get the true current value of Metaplanet. So the true value on June 10th of Metaplanet, the current value was 8,888 Bitcoin times the price at the time of Bitcoin, which was about $110,000, minus their debt, which at the time was $83 million. And you get just under $900 million that Metaplanet was essentially the actual value of Metaplanet on that day. Whereas you look at the actual value of Metaplanet today, right now they've grown their Bitcoin holdings and the price of Bitcoin has increased. So they've grown their Bitcoins from 8,888 to over 15,000. And then the price of Bitcoin has also increased. So then we would multiply that by 118,000. And then we would subtract their debt, which is now $162 million to get a new true value of $1.67 billion. So they have essentially pretty close to doubled the actual value of their company within the span of a month, which is insane. I haven't seen many other companies be able to do that, to just double the value of their company within a month. So the actual true value of Metaplanet is actually just going right through the roof right now, even though the stock price does not say that quite yet. So let's look at kind of how the market values Metaplanet. So from last month to this month, the market's just consistently been valuing Metaplanet at being able to hold 62,000 Bitcoin in the future. That's why Metaplanet's trading at a certain premium or that MNAV that I mentioned earlier, because people believe that they are actually worth more than the current Bitcoin that they hold because they'll be able to get more Bitcoin over time. So last month, Metaplanet held 8,888 Bitcoin, and they were trading at about an MNAV of 7. So the market was valuing them 7 times greater than what the actual Bitcoin holdings they had. So the market was essentially valuing them at just over 62,000 Bitcoin. And then you take a look at this month. and now they have 15,555 Bitcoin, and they're trading at an MNAV of 4. So essentially, the market believes that Metaplanet will be able to get 4 times the amount of Bitcoin that they currently hold, which again takes us to almost the exact same number, just over 62,000 Bitcoin. So while Bitcoin's price has been increasing and while Metaplanet has been increasing their Bitcoin holdings, the market isn't really taking that into consideration. They're just essentially saying that no, Metaplanet's worth 60, it was worth 62,000 Bitcoin then, it's worth 62,000 Bitcoin now. So let's take a look at why I believe that is extremely undervalued at the time being. So, less than 45 days ago, Metaplanet had half of its current Bitcoin holdings, and Metaplanet consistently has been able to double their Bitcoin about every 46 days. And that trend is not seeming to disappear anytime soon. They're currently on track to reach that current market value that we mentioned in the previous slide of 62,000 Bitcoin by mid-October. So in 3 months, they would have as much Bitcoin that the market says they're currently worth right now if they stay on the same track that and trajectory that they have been. And then even after they get to that point, they'll still probably be trading at a premium because if they get to that 62,000 Bitcoin by mid-October, obviously investors will probably think that they're going to still be able to increase beyond that 62,000 Bitcoin. So they would value the company much greater than that 62,000 Bitcoin at that time. Also, after the completion of the 555 plan, that would bring Metaplanet to having more than tripled the Bitcoin that it is currently valued at because it would have acquired 210,000 Bitcoin by the time that 555 plan has been completed. So if you were to buy Metaplanet today, it completes that 555 plan and acquires 210,000 total Bitcoin. You have essentially gotten exposure to triple the amount of Bitcoin that you would have if you were to essentially just buy Bitcoin straight up without investing in Metaplanet. Additionally, Metaplanet can easily go way beyond that 555 plan. They're on track to absolutely blowing that out of the park. I think they can easily double that, which would lead to a 6x in the amount of Bitcoin that it's currently valued at, which is would just be an insane return if you were to invest in Metaplanet right now. So I think right now is a very low risk time because the MNAV is pretty low, so there's not as much downside as compared to when the MNAV is trading a bit higher. And there is just tremendous upside. So I think right now is a perfect, great buying opportunity. Of course, I feel like pretty much any time is a good buying opportunity right now with Metaplanet because I just think they're Bitcoin holdings is just going to keep skyrocketing, and that this 62,000 Bitcoin that the market is valuing Metaplanet to be at is just very, very undervalued. I think they're going to get far beyond 62,000 Bitcoin. So I'm very bullish on Metaplanet. And that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've got a little meme of me buying more Metaplanet stock. And if you liked videos like this, please consider liking and subscribing to support the channel.